crack-a-lack and literary geeks, happy Tuesday. I'm wearing a cat Christmas sweater because Christmas is right around the corner. If you, like me, are also excited for the Christmassy season, have I got the video for you today. As you can see, I decorated a little, made it extra festive for you guys. I know holiday festivities are going to be very strange this year as it is, seeing that the world is currently on fire. And going to any mall or shopping center to get gifts is like descending into a literal hellscape. Considering that everybody is staying home now and ordering stuff online, if you order stuff online now, it might not get here until like February. And you'd think it would be easy. You're like, oh, the bookworm in my life, I'll get them some books. And like, well, I'm not mad at that at all. There is an array of things that you can give the book person in your life that don't have to do with like a physical copy of something, because books can be quite expensive. And when I made this list, I took into consideration a variety and range of budget options for anybody out there, and combined both things I can find online and things you can find in store. And while some things I'm going to mention can be found at big box type stores, I do recommend and support that you shop local, shop your local bookshop or your local craft fair or what have you. So without further ado, I give you Rachel's Christmas gift guide for the bookish person in your life, 2020. So the first thing is obviously books. There are plenty of videos on both the WordNerd channel and my own personal channel, which I will link below, about book recommendations and what to get people that have read everything, etc, etc. And I'm sure if you ask this bookish person in your life, you can get a laundry list of things that they would like to acquire for their own shelves. But may I suggest asking them for pre-order books? I think this is kind of like a nice loophole to that like book idea, while it's also getting into something that they're going to want eventually. Plus pre-orders help both the author and the publisher, plus then eventually like you get the book. You just don't get it right away. You get like a IOU a book in like 4 months whenever the actual book comes out. But like, I would be stoked for that. Or adjacent to that, you could get them a gift card for whatever bookshop, preferably a local bookstore. And this is the point of the video where I would like hold one up to demonstrate, but I don't think I've actually held on to a physical bookstore gift card for more than like 2 days. And while this could require you to actually physically go to a bookstore, I know in Canada at least, if you go to like any drugstore, like a London Drugs or Shoppers Drug Mart, you can get those pre-made select gift cards that already have like an amount loaded on them that are like 25, 50, whatever. So you can just like go to the drugstore and like grab some chapstick and like a, Christmas present while you're at it. It's like one-stop shop, nice and easy. Next up is also a type of book, but may I recommend getting them an old book. In the display behind me, you only see new books, but I do actually have like a whole display of old books that I like to get. So like here, for example, is this one, and this one is a very beautiful, old, little dusty, beautiful vintage edition of Fairy Tales Every Child Should Know. This one, oh wow, oh, do you see it's like falling apart in my hands. Oh, look at that beautiful illustration. 1906. This beautiful vintage book is just really nice for display or like a keepsake, and as someone who like collects old books, I think it's a beautiful addition to the collection. Plus this is great for someone who loves classics or just someone who like likes vintagey things, so I feel like that's part of the dark academia aesthetic. Plus, these are easier to find than you may think. I find a lot of my vintage books at thrift shops or antique stores, and I mean, depending on like how big and how old, some of them can be quite expensive, but for the most part, I find I can usually get them for under $20. Another gift idea that involves an actual book is a book subscription box. Now, I personally do not have or never have gotten a book subscription box, but I do know WordNerd Helen does, and she's raved about them before. Now, I believe you can get them for like a year or 3 months or like a 1-month starter pack depending on which subscription box that you join. I know that they range in price, so I'm sure that you could get someone, even like 1 month would be kind of a cool thing, because then you get like the experience along with the book, because usually it's like a special edition of that book, and then you get like little doohickeys and like badoodads and knickknacks to go with the book, and then you get like a box and it comes with the mail. It's like this exciting experience to open it up. It's like a Christmas present, again, later. And while I know there are many, some are appearing on screen that I found on Instagram, and these are kind of like the better known ones. I know these ones are likely to ship the most places, but please feel free to leave down below if you yourself have a favorite book subscription box. Speaking of things that you can find on Instagram shops, may I recommend bookish candles. Now, I know there are a bajillion and 2 bookish candle companies, and some of them right now are going to appear on screen again, and these are some of the ones that I follow or that I just found very easily by looking through some Instagram tags. Or Etsy is also a great place to find them. I personally have this one from Wick and Fable. This is a rye sand smells real good, let me tell you. So if you know your bookish person's favorite book or favorite character from a book, it'd be kind of fun to get a candle with their name on it. Or if you think these are gonna take too long to ship, you can also just get regular candles. This one's from the Chapters, which is Canada's big box bookstore. And this one is like vanilla something. Autumn chestnut and warm amber. Smells like vanilla to me. Next up is something very easy that can be like a couple dollars to a lot of dollars to no dollars. So it just depends on how fancy you want to get, and those are bookmarks. Every reader has like 70 of them, yet when I need one, I can never find one. These are very budget friendly because you can make one for not a lot of money. You know, you can draw something on a rectangular piece of paper, or you can actually go out and buy one for like a couple dollars. So for example, this one is from our WordNerd Erin Latimer, which is what I got as a free swag when I ended up getting her book, which is Vash and Ruin by Erin Latimer, part of the WordNerds, just saying. Also, my friend bought me this one from the Natural History Museum when she was in London, so that's, I love dinosaurs, so like, this is real fun. And then also my friend made this one for me at like a Harry Potter event that she went to, so now I have this like fun little like owl paper cutout bookmark. So there's like a range of budgets and resources there, and they're like fun and easy, and they're just like, and they're compact, easy to mail places, easy to just like slip into gift boxes. Other tiny items I'm sure many book people will appreciate are pins. So this one is a Sarah J Maas pin. This is a Furyborn pin. I have a little word nerd. Actually, I got at a local shop that I sent to all the word nerds a couple years ago. That was kind of fun. My friend got me this one. So there's like a whole array of things that you could do. I personally just like the bookish ones, and you can get them bookish ones, or you get them just like cool looking ones, like this one. My friend got that one for me because they said it reminds them of a Slytherin, which I am. Pins are a little bit tricky because you can find them for like $3, but you can also find them for like $15 depending on how bougie you want to get with your pin selection. I think pins are really fun. I know you can find a ton of them on Etsy, and I like to just put them on embroidery hoops if you want to display them, or you can put them on book bags. Speaking of, another fantastic gift for a bookish person is a Bookish Book Bag. This is one that my mom got me from the Strand when she went to New York a couple years ago, and I wear this thing all the time. It's amazing. These are another item that you can find online or you can find in store. For example, this one a friend gave me a couple years ago, and this is from Redbubble, I believe. It says Vengeful because this was when V.E. Schwab came out with her Vengeful book. Or like this one I myself got a couple years ago when Chapters was selling them, and this says the book was better. And these are great because they're usually not super expensive, but they're really, really useful. And at least the ones that, all the ones that I have, and I have many, are like made of a good thick canvas material, so you can like carry a lot of books, or you can like carry your lunch if you're a person that goes to a physical workplace still. Like a fun way to say I'm bookish, but I'm also resourceful and prepared because I have a whole book bag. Speaking of some sick wearables, another bookish item that you can get people is socks. As an adult, I truly have grown to both love, accept, expect, and delight whenever people get me socks as gifts. But I would specifically say bookish socks, and they're actually not that hard to find. I usually find that they're sold at bookstores, or they're sold in those like all over crafty mugs with weird sayings on them, live, laugh, love, like silver jewelry that's way too expensive. You know those shops, like those like all over gift shops, they're often in there for some reason. For example, I got these when I went on a quick trip. It says, so many books, so little time. There's like cats and books on them. Or a pair that I got a couple years ago, which are like so obnoxious and ridiculous, but I love them. And it is this pair of very bright socks, and they have bookworms on them. These are extremely obnoxious, but I like to wear them in the winter under pants because they're thigh high, so they're so warm that they keep me toasty. Well, also, I can just like lift up my pant leg to be like, bookworm in disguise. And then I'm gonna end this video with a couple more suggestions for like decor items or like wearable adjacent items. One of them you can see right behind me, and that is some lovely string lights. This is a tiny strand. It's literally only this big. It keeps getting caught in my hair. But come on, like what bookworm doesn't want an aesthetic reading space? And I find a lot of times if you like look on Pinterest, like look on Etsy or on Instagram, it's all these beautiful bookstagram posts with like gorgeous fairy lights in the background. Okay, this is getting really annoying. Mine are shaped like little stars, but you can get them in whatever shape or size you want. I think I got my friend little flamingos last year. They're both pretty and pretty inexpensive. I find you can get them at a lot of like home decor stores or even like dollar shops. They just add some nice, you know, light to someone's life. I'll see myself out. And of course, I don't think I could go through this video without mentioning a Bookish Mug. The classic gift for a bookworm. Ow, oh my god. Many independent bookstores have their own independent owned brands, which I would recommend instead of like the big box stores, but you could, I think you can still buy this one at Chapters if you should want. And a very easy stocking stuffer to go along with that mug is tea. This I bought at London Drugs, which is just like a general drugstore here, and this special one is backwards. And this one is a specialty David's tea. This is a white cranberry bark, delightful holiday edition tea. Do they have David's tea in the States? I've only ever seen it in Canada. There are a million tea brands, both in-store and online. I'm sure you can find something. May I suggest something calming, like chamomile, or like a mint? Who doesn't love a mint tea? Or like an Earl Grey, or a cinnamon, or any other kind of like delightfully delicious wintry flavor. Wow, is this video still going? It sure is. We have more to say about tea. My next suggestion to go with tea is either to get vintage teacups or vintage teapots. This is another item that you can really easily thrift. This is a family set, and this I got from my friend who thrifted it for my birthday, and look how cool this is, I love it. Plus, I've found that there's a really good selection of vintage floral teacups and tea sets at antique shops or vintage stores or thrift shops. I love me a good Value Village teacup. You can kind of personalize it to someone's favorite color, and they're always like elegant and lovely, and you can like store things in them if you want. You could like maybe like put some lights in it, or like some jewelry or a pin. Or you can just like give them to it just as is, and it's like this beautiful, just like put it in a box, and it's like, ah yes, delightful and beautiful and elegant. I think I only have two things left. They're both comfort items, but they are the most expensive things most likely on this list that you're gonna find, but they would still likely be under $50. So the first thing being pillows. This one is one of my personal favorites. I love pillows. I just love surrounding myself with, you know, fuzzy comfort, and this is also one that I got at Chapters, but it doesn't have to be like a quirky saying pillow. It could also just be like a nice pillow. Oh my goodness, it's getting dangerous. It could also just be like a cozy, snuggly, like velvet pillow that you find at Target for like 15 bucks. Or it could be something jazzy and funny. But I got this on sale and at a discount, so I have no idea how much I actually paid for this. But again, like probably like $20-ish, I'm assuming. Lastly, this is a big ticket item. This is the biggest and the most expensive thing that you will likely find. And I don't even think I can show it all in one frame, but a fuzzy throw blanket. Come on, who doesn't love a fuzzy throw blanket? They don't even have to be a bookworm. Just if you don't know what to get someone, go to Costco and buy them a fuzzy thing that's made of like heaven's clouds and like baby deer feelings and emotions, and it's just like amazing and snuggly and wonderful and warm, so it's like useful, but it's also aesthetic. I love a good throw blanket. I am old. This one's nice and green and like also fuzzy. I love it. That itself was a Christmas present to me a couple years ago, and it sits on my bed every single winter. Now I'm sure there are many things that I have missed, like bookish crafts, or like if you embroider, maybe embroider something for somebody of like their favorite book quote, or you could buy them a stack of things from the secondhand bookshop, or peruse some antique stores for like really cool book decor items or bookends. Oh, I forgot about bookends! Get people bookends. They're really hard to find, but they're really appreciated. You can also find more bookish merch, especially if it's like been made into a movie or a TV show. Try things like Hot Topic or like EB Games. I don't know if that's a US thing, but it is in Canada. And I'm sure your local bookshop will have its own contracts with other indie brands for things like candles or mugs or socks. And I know this Christmas is going to be very different than it has been in years past, and if you want or have the ability to buy something for somebody that you love, I hope this list helps out a little. Once again, I encourage you to shop local and shop indie. Use Google, use Etsy, find those local independent artists and support them this Christmas season. Please leave down below if you have your own favorite Etsy shop or Instagram store that sells bookish merchandise or bookish crates or bookish literally anything. Literally anything. I just love anything related to literature, and I would be very happy if I got any of that as a gift. Join us at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time here on Sunday for our live chat, and have a good week. Merry Christmas and happy writing. Bye!